unusual to see me cry. I wanna die.
Thanks for joining me, everybody. This is BurntCole. Right now it's Christmas. It's 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and we're passing through Petersburg, Virginia on Interstate 95. And I got a car story for you as you join me in my car. Tonight, I'm going to tell you the story about the failed electric Mustang and why Scout will fail again. Now, if you're not a car person, this video should still prick up your ears a bit, because it's a tale about Americans tricking other Americans and fooling them and playing the whole stars and stripes into a marketing scheme. So way back when, I guess in the 20-teens, the Obama administration, we passed environmental regulations where the car companies that made cars here in the United States agreed to produce a electric vehicle that was viable for the consumer purchase by and they had like certain years that they were supposed to hit certain wickets where they would produce an electric car that was available for consumers to buy, and it had to be within a certain dollar amount. If the automaker was able to do that, the government would then provide a stipend back to of taxpayer dollars back to the automaker to help pay for those cars. Just the basics of how the environmental laws worked. This was money that was given back to the car companies. The car companies, it was onus on them to engineer cars with zero emissions, with batteries that Americans could buy it however they could. I say it like that because Tesla didn't do dealerships, and then the government would then give them money. That was the deal. So Ford, knowing that, for years they had a little Focus, a little squat hatchback Focus that was all electric. That was their compliance electric car. It was about 35 to 40 grand. It had a really crappy range. Like, Ford did not engineer it to have an electric mileage. They just, it was like the group project done by the dummies who were just trying to get a C. Like, they knew they put a battery and pack and whatever small enough in there, and they weren't going to engineer the crap out of it and try to make it work. Meanwhile, Chevy has their Voltec platform where they over-engineered a hybrid train model. I don't even think that the Chevy Volt, that it qualified as their compliance car for a while, before they had the Bolt. The Bolt came out in 2017. So 2017, 2018, around this time frame, I'm going to zoom to here, because Chevrolet had a plug-in electric hybrid in the Volt, and then they had a full electric in the Bolt. Ford had the Focus. The Focus was all electric, and then they announced that they were coming out with the electric Mustang. You can go look in the news. I'll share the article for this later. But Ford executives were recorded in discussions where they were like, should we just make another electric Focus? Just another, like, maybe make it an SUV? Because that's what Americans buy. They buy big, sports utility vehicles that are tall on the road. Makes them feel all big. You know what? Let's not do the Focus. Let's not go small. Let's slap it on the Mustang. Oh, and let's not make the Mustang like an actual sports car. Let's make it a big chunky SUV. We're still going to make that big chunky SUV with the electric battery pack that the American public will buy, but let's just slap the pony on it. Those suckers will buy it. All the Mustang crew that loves this stuff, they're going to eat it up, especially if we call it the Mach something. Oh, like the old Mach brand Mustang? Oh, that's going to be so cool. Let's make it the Mach-E, like a Mach Electric. Ah! That's what these white-collar schmoes sat in a little office and thought that that was a good idea to make a focus, to make a focus on steroids, and then slap the pony on it. Oh, and then Americans would be dumb enough to buy that. So that's all the Mach-E is. Everybody who bought that 2017 through 20, I think they stopped production and they put the gas, yeah, they stopped production and they came back out with the Mustang GT again. So they just went back to gas with the Mustang. You know, Trump takes office and scraps the EPA stuff. Thanks, Trump. So that gets rid of the compliance that Ford had to hit. So yeah, it was a failed Mustang Mach-E electric. And I'm not going to talk about how the Mustang electric actually is as a car, but it is a Focus that they slapped the pony on. They just slapped the little horse on there, made it a Mustang, and you know that increased the price point. They're able to just ride that market, that nostalgia market, that sweet boomer and nostalgia market. Oh, the Mustang! It's a Mach 2, yeah! Oh my God! Yes, I can get a Mach, and I don't have to go to the salvage yard and clean it up myself. Oh, that, I mean, it's. I get why the white collar guys did it, but still, just screw those guys, man. It was a slap in the face to the actual car lovers. Or not actual car lovers, just anybody who thinks that Americans shouldn't be done over like that. So, dig this. Scout, I mentioned them in the before. They're not getting out of this. No, you're not going to have a European auto group in Volkswagen, VW, buy a 50s American brand SUV and then think that they're going to charge 70 grand. I mean, I might be misconstruing that, but it's going to be expensive. It's going to be a big, chunky, expensive electric SUV that's going to take a long time to reach people, and it's not going to be this widely adopted thing. It's going to fail. Right now, what we're seeing with Scout are Europeans thinking that Americans actually wanted to buy electric cars. No, we wanted to buy electric cars that didn't cost 100 grand and that maybe didn't have batteries that you have to replace every 10 years. And I think that kind of just limits it down to just, I mean, one automaker ruled by a Nazi. And here I am driving my gas car. I had a Volt for a while. I mentioned Volts earlier. I loved that little Volt. It was over-engineered by Chevy. Chevrolet lost money on that car. So that's a tragedy. That car was great. But the parts are expensive, the service was expensive. And you know, when it came down to it, it just, for what it was, it's just, I wanted to be the green guy. I wanted to be the environmental guy who rides around an electric and has a little gas as a backup. But I just quickly saw that became unfeasible. Unfeasible for living where I was in South Carolina, and it seemed like it was made for that kind of environment. And you know, it might have been just me, it might have been a whole different factors, stuff like that. But I've moved on. I'd love to get back to electric. I'll tell you a story about Teslas later, but I just wanted you to hear about the Mustang. And if you're looking at a Scout and you found this video thinking about Scouts, don't get it. They're not going to make it a good car. It's not. It's going to be that same ID platform, ED, whatever, if you're Deutsch, however you want to say it, it's the German platform that they're going to just jack it up a bit on struts and more shocks and chunkier tires, and then just slap that Scout logo on there, and like boomers are gonna just jizz their pants. A Scout! It's a Scout! That's all it is. They did it with the Mustang, they're doing it with the Scout. Please, if you're a boomer watching this, don't fall for it. Please, I'm trying to help you. They're not going to do it well. I'm not paid by a competition either. This is just what I've seen as a car enthusiast, and it's really bugging me because, yeah, just spoiler alert, I love electric cars. Yeah, story for another day. Thanks for joining me. I'm going to keep my eyes on the highway.